Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking April favorites. Now, throughout the month of April, I did a heck of a lot of traveling, and in fact, I still have another weekend coming up of travel. I'm filming my favorites a little bit early this month because it's a crazy month for me. Anyway, with traveling, my skin gets so freaking dry. I get on a plane, I land at the new location that I'm going to, and suddenly I just feel like I've got parchment paper for skin. It is so awful and it is so uncomfortable. And you can't really apply makeup too well to your face when you've got terrible skin that just isn't reacting very well with the products. So I have finally learned, it's taken me a long time in my life to learn that I just need to bring incredibly heavy skincare with me when I'm traveling. So when we were in New York and last weekend I was in Minnesota or around Minneapolis, some of the items that I decided to bring were my heavier creams and heavier oils. And the first item, and this tube is nasty by now because I've had it for like a year and a half and it's just getting gross. But this is the writing's all gone too. This is the Skin Iceland Arctic Face Oil. I love this stuff. It is really thick and I put it on at night and it smells awful in my book. I really don't like the scent of this, but it works. So for that reason, I will apply it at night when I've been traveling and just really let that soak into my skin. The next morning, there's still a little bit of consistency, like I can still sort of feel the oil a little bit, so you know that it is quite thick, but for the most part, it has all sunk in and it helps to nourish and hydrate my skin. This stuff has been absolutely fantastic. So sometimes I want a face oil and sometimes I want a really thick moisturizer, and the moisturizer I've been using for travel has been the Bioderma Hydra Bio Creme. This is an ultra rich face cream, so much so that I would not recommend wearing this underneath your makeup because I don't feel like it reacts very well if you do have makeup on your face. It's almost so thick that when you wear it, you feel a film, and if you were to happen to rub like your face where the product was, it would actually ball up a little bit. Now, that's not a downside for the product. I just want to point it out because I don't feel that anybody should be wearing this underneath their makeup, and I just want to make that point very, very clear. So I've been using this on vacation. It really works much like the face oil to soak into my skin and make me not feel like my face is completely parched. So love, love, love this as well as the face oil. These are absolute saviors for my skin. So anyway, I've been really enjoying these super hydrating oil and moisturizer and will continue to use them as I travel. All right, with the skincare out of the way, let's get on to the fun stuff. The most exciting product that I discovered this past month are these Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadows. I'm at a loss for words. These are amazing. I have never experienced anything with a texture like this before in makeup. It's like a glitter in a liquid base that has color. You have to try these yourself. No matter what I say about them on video or in my blog review, which I will also link down below, or what others say, will never accurately describe the effect that you get when you use this. It is jaw-droppingly gorgeous. I received this one from PR and I've since ordered another one during the Sephora VIB sale, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. I'm really hoping that Stila puts out more and more colors because there is nothing else like this on the market. Oh, I just love it so much. If you go and swatch it, let me know what you think about it. It's like putting molten lava with glitter on your arm when you're doing the swatch. It is gorgeous. And even more bizarrely is that I will layer this onto my lid, and it does layer well. You can put several coats if you need to. You don't really have to, but you can. But you can also put eyeshadow on top of it, and it looks just fine. It doesn't look strange, it doesn't look patchy or chunky. It just works really, really well with other products. Sadly, these are incredibly expensive. I think they're $31 Canadian each, which is kind of painful because I really want the entire collection at this point. But I think it's worth it. For something that I have never encountered before in makeup, I think it's worth the purchase. This shade in particular is Kitten Karma, and Stila is known for their kitten shade, so it's kind of that champagne gold, slightly pink. It's absolutely, absolutely beautiful. So as I said, I've been traveling quite a bit, and I tend to opt toward neutral palettes when I travel just because it's easier to deal with. You can bring like a bright lip color and match a neutral palette with it. It's just simpler overall. And as you can tell, I was kind of in neutral overdose, so I went crazy with colors today because I wanted all of them on my face. But one of the neutral palettes that I've been trying out this past month and has just taken my breath away is this Tarte Tartlet in Bloom palette. Now this is nothing new. I feel like people have been talking about this for an exceptionally long time, but I just wasn't interested in it because it's just neutrals. Like that's it. That's all there is to it. It's a neutral palette. So I've got plenty of neutral palettes and I didn't need another one. And then I tried this. Oh, this is so good. There's everything you need in this palette to make a cohesive makeup look, either a very subtle neutral one or a very dark smoky one. There's even some beautiful lid colors, particularly right here and this one up here, that just kind of astonished me. I put them on my lid and I was like, you are beautiful. Now, this palette also smells like vanilla. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, you might have heard me talk about how I just kind of expect eyeshadow palettes to smell good because Too Faced has conditioned us that way. So that makes me really, really happy that this smells good because I get such a boost out of putting good smelling eyeshadow on in the morning. I know not everybody is keen on scents in their eyeshadows, but for me, it's a good thing. I really, really like it. And also to mention with this palette is this mirror, which is on the inside, obviously, will stay wherever you want it to. Not a lot of makeup palette hinges are strong enough to support that and they just tend to flop open. So for that reason, this has been great for travel in the sense that, yes, it's a neutral palette that covers all the bases, but I can also like prop it up and put it at a different angle depending on where I'm sitting doing my makeup, and it just stays there. Really, really like this one, and now I know what the hype is all about. Another product I've been really enjoying by Tarte is their Quench Lip Rescue lip balms. I have the entire collection here, and there is a blog post coming on the whole line. It should be pretty soon. But these are really, really lovely. They don't have a ton of color pigment in them. They are mostly just a lip balm that is super glossy and super hydrating. And they also have a bit of a minty scent. They just look like a really wet shine on your lips, and that's what I like about them. They are so easy to apply on the go. They are hydrating. They look really juicy and nice. And you don't have to worry about applying them with a mirror. Like there are some super dark colors in this range, but when you swatch them out, they don't have much pigment to them. So you don't have to be worried about like way over drying your lip line if you're on the go trying to swipe it on. Like if I show you this shade, this is easily the darkest color in the collection. It's called Berry, but I mean like, that's not a whole lot of pigment, which is fine. That's what I want out of a lip balm that's just gonna be hydrating. So not a whole lot of pigment, but that is really what works for me in a lip balm. I like the idea of putting on this like super dark thing, but you know, only getting a little bit of a tint of color. All right, so that is it for skincare and makeup, and that's usually all I talk about on this channel, but there's one last thing that I have to mention because I have been absolutely obsessed with it. And Caitlin and Julie, you already know what I'm gonna talk about because I wouldn't stop playing it when we were in New York. That's the new Chainsmokers album. I have had it on repeat since they launched it a few weeks ago, and I can't get enough of it. I think it's called Memories Do Not Open. I downloaded it on iTunes, so I don't have a physical copy of it. And I can't stop playing it. I have it on loop, walking to and from work. It's the only thing I've been listening to when I've been on these recent trips. My favorite song, I think, is Honest. So you can look it up. I'll link it down below as well. I mean, I like that Paris song, but I mean, there's so many good songs on the album. I am really obsessed, and I finally found somebody to go to the concert with me in Toronto at the end of May. I'm so happy because a lot of my friends were like, no, I'm not interested in that ticket price, but I am so obsessed that I will pay pretty much anything to go see them live now. I know they're not good live. I have seen the horrible YouTube videos, and they weren't that great on SNL either, but I love the recorded music, and I don't care if that's auto-tune working its magic for me. I love what I hear on that album, so I'm excited to go see them live. All right, that's gonna be everything for today. Hopefully you liked hearing about all the things that I've been enjoying throughout the month of April, as well as my random album that I decided to throw in. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.